All right, so once again, a very big welcome to Pinax TV. When we send some across Ghana and the bro. For the past 3 days, 2 weeks, in more trending no. I hear from more Ghana back home. Dormaahene and the other one, Otumfour or say to now. It's so sad, but at the end of the day, we need things like this to tell us the history. We need to know who is greater and who was the greatest. Now, this is not a battle of what is happening in Nima. A man will be a bra youth no a war with second year they be any different. This one is a battle for supremacy in terms of who is wealthy, who is richer, who is powerful, and who the history plays well with, and no and air course. So this is the whole beef between Dormaahene and the Otumfour 82. Honestly, as much as this thing started as just a history battle as to who is greater, kingdom or Shasuana or Sono, Sisian, a Kamia say. Ebedani blues and shini ya in Kokrafum, they will lead the revolution, and Logan Paul and Akwaba Kwom Kuchina Boxumuno, Ombijina Boxumo, Konyashe, who is greater, and Shini Ye Kran and meet me breedy. So, in as much as it's a good thing, Yenshin Ye na escalate. Ama Dormaahene ankasoke ya betcha santifo bi man santifo so ankasoke e be face Dormaahene. What this thing can bring is ethnic conflict, but if you can grow and understand and just limit it to just history, ebe boy pay you. I mean, the breakdown of things and how Dormaahene has really fired back at Otumfour 82. In retrospect, in some kind the head and tail is that Otumfour 82 a hypocrite. Because a hypocrite or can some ni man nim the ekoswa basically he always says me to see, but in reality he is not that kind of person. Let me give you a breakdown of what really is going on and how all of these things happen. And maybe a trip just some few weeks ago and a year Dormaahene odi nsem bi ebetu ja na nsem a odi betu ja no na aye nsem bi a ye friend is saying na ase o de baby ase a okeke nsem e na revisit history na nipa make na say ye o si ade yo Ajimambedu the second on revisit that Santi history and explaining that Santis and the real meaning of Kumasi na also just say ye can Dormaahene pa na encantite no omo ye great people in fact and what say Jina Bibi Kurakas as Santifo omo the greatest, because the greatest people are and you regard you more as the underdogs no Dormaahene. Now my a breakdown according to them no. And according to your Ajimambedu the second, or part is we the Doma are so powerful that we sever the head of some Asante chiefs in my palace. We slashed their heads through historical wars. How can you be powerful than somebody who conquered you 7 times in war, killed your warlords and chiefs, and took you captives? Dormaahene quest. In Sema Osiadeyo Ajimambedu the second, Ebra Okasa ewo the baby asia Oche how powerful Dormaahene etie history, how great they were and how greatest they were in the whole of Ghana and even in the whole world no. Na Oche Osha Oche mu said Dormaahene you can't go for we powerful. No, so powerful to the extent say encantite na omuku Asantefour kra etwetwe omuti to ball as Sunday at the other. Now at the end of the day, cry no history more. Obehu say history for cry. Akana history cry. Say Dormaahene omuku Asantefour basa. Omuku okunbi omuku Asantefour to try omo ahemfo ni tini at the other. It's not me so powerful. Nti ene yeka say obi e powerful na yeka say eye krubi ana Asantefour bi na eye nesre, because ye can walk cry na ye call ye na omo Dormaahene no ma konka Asantefour 7 times in the war on a row. Ekuomo warlords into warlords like Osei to the first money at the adenia himfo omunkonya nyina wo if I then be more opeso di in ebekata we na akwatena no. All of those people di nyina they killed them, they severed their heads. Ye omo to say 7 nkoko Emma sa Asantefour na kuzo no omuko wo na omu wini a they take them as captives. What I say, which means say four more to say Nkwana slaves. It's how can you be powerful than a person who has conquered this 7 times? Not Dormaahene Bisa. Aside from that, they should stop distorting their history just to look good. Just to look good. Otumfour did not plant any kum tree which later became Kumasi. They got the name out of their 7 jobs using axe to cut firewood. Kuma Asefo Kumasi Dormaahene added. Dormaahene patch say omunja na Asantefo nja nsem omo keka say ye na ye Asantefo Otumfour edua kum tree no na ye be free Kumasi because kum edua no ye wa asenye Kumasi debi entisa e banesa na more distorted the history and what the truth behind the history and even how you guys became Asantefo ni Kumasi for. According to Dormaahene no na Asantefo no mo ye nkoa no mutitwe ndua ye den time say they need what ni crash that be hu ndi etwitwa ye di soja ne ade na di ni aduane omutitwe ndua e de menkofa they were using cutting firewood, they were using axe to cut firewood and nti no esan so makoye nkwasa na omutitwe ndua ma manfo di ni aduane di ni ade no ye fro omo ekuma asefo because ekuma asefo on say utwe eduane ade na omo kasa na ekuma asefo nti ekuma asefo no and Kumasi because of English and this colonization no mutimi mboni yenti Kumasi sana be Kumasi it's no mukoka say muye Kumasi for because Otumfour edua kum tree ana edua bi efeni kum and amomo ase na be Kumasi eyentro Otumfour ndua hwe ndua bibia ti ni Otumfour ndua bibia we ni sema Dormaahene ekan but at the end of the day, Otumfour abekasa, and some abeka no, in but you see, in some question, a very serious Otumfour abekasa. I'll be bringing you Otumfour saying the other segment, but I still have something here. I'd like to put it on the screen, sir. Not into me, the question in regards to this beef, question way a serious thing. So, as you can see on the screens, this is how we'll be going, and away and yebekwa my enlarging the kakra. Na obi biara wo hwe no obi timi ayeden read na wasan so ayeden follow along because in some dey to bibia na bebre kakra. So as you can see and as na uhu on the screen in summer osi ade ye Ajimanbedu the second viral Facebook post cited by S stated the history being distorted by the Asante in suit of their interests. He said some chiefs in Ghana talk as if they are greater than the Almighty God, but nobody is greater than God. Going to the history, Osiadeya Ajimanbedu II said in the year 1640, the then chief of Akwemu, that is Ansas Asiriku, was going about saying when he dies, none of his twins or his sisters can succeed him. In the year 1640, Osiadeya Ajimanbedu II said in the year 1640, the then chief of Akwemu, Ansas Asiriku, was going about saying when he dies, none of the twins of his sisters can succeed him. This continued for a while till he died, and it happened that there was confusion among citizenry. No part say in the year 1640, Asante Hina not so that time okay say the twins and as ni nua imba omoye ntafo or say none of his twins of his sister and ni nua mba omoye ntafo no bi ntimi ndi na ade nti no owuye no na se be kasa bebra eno nti na amanfo hu de omde be si ne hene Osanto said Dormaahene said again the confusion Dormaahene said amid the confusion the people of Kumewu took over some territories across the country and even extended to Cote d'Ivoire, but when they got to the present day Asante, that territory was under Dormaahene. Today they have an appellation as Asante Kotoko, Kum Apema Apembeba. If you kill 1,000 will come. But do you know that of the people of Bono, theirs is Abono Chen Apem abono echen apem. That's bonus are more than 1,000. According to Dormaahene, no, this is a history at distorted. The confusion about say Kumasi for an Asante for or more conquer territories. We are say or mushim a conquer for or communia diade LG a mind be brave, edge a mind be brave near the adeno. Emane copy Cote d'Ivoire crania the adeno. Emenuti say Asante for Kuma Pima Pembebano. Ayana in Pempi near Cancer Semana or because see a castle Kuma Pima Pembeba or more dangerful. And under the danger, hene phono, any abono phono, or more casi be or mocase, abono chin a pim, which means abono phono, not omo doors one to the extent say, or mukowa, you come or mokrana, or mopuche a pim, ten or say abono, etching a pima, or the bad English ma, a bonus are more than 1,000. Or sanso a catwa so my own course will be. I say there at Jimambedu, the second explain, this means that we got to danger. Dormaahene had his territory. Or see, this means that when we got to Dintra, Dormaahene had his territory, so the two were fighting each other. Our brothers from Asante, they were a group of people who had come together, but they broke away from Intim Jakari and decided to fight the people of Doma because they were defeated 6 times. In some of that Dormaahene Eka said, "Ebra Asante Fokraba." Asante omba Asante asase no so na omo denchafo ana say adomafo no mo hodeda be sanse de bi omo kọ ọko a domafo no ewine no omo ya anuti no omo ne nkofo bi kọka omo ti bubu omu a opa che say the Asante brothers and omo brothers and omo fi Asante man mu no onom kọka bu omu na omo ye baako ene ombeko ye eno enenam so a as omutimi ebeje territory na ohwe nsema wa ha or say brothers no they broke away and the brothers were fighting or say there were a group of people they were fighting, they came together but they broke away from Inti Jakeria na ayo omohene. Me sound to us to be more say he beheaded their chief and his head is still with the people of Doma or see yekuma omohene. It took the people of Doma 250 years before they came to settle at Dormaahene, but no chief was able to defeat the chief of Doma because you don't read your history, so you don't know. Opacha said it took 250 years. Emma Doma for omuba bibi omuwa efreni Dormaahene. Na even kra no omukun Asante ni bi ana Asante hini bi a omuti no kra na me no ka say and so ewo omunchen sisi ano but amanfo nka because omuni history you have fallen the history that Otumfour Anoche planted a tree both in Asante and Kumewu, and because the tree died, that is why the place is called Kumewu. That is a lie. When we talk about Kumasi, it means that they are laborers. When we go to the place known as Asante today, the people of Kumasi were under Dintra, and they were responsible for getting Dintra Hene firewood. That is why we call it Kumasi. But today, because of population, they have changed. It means Kumasi Hene and not Kum. It means Kumasi Hene and not kum as a hene. If you're a chief and you're brilliant and you know the law, people are afraid of you. Dormaahene stressed. Dormaahene patch say in some account to a team say Otumfour Anoche a planty kum tree be now say kum tree no planty hedo say kum tree no ena Kumasi for ni sa kum tree ni wuye no ne ka say Kumasi for because Otumfour Anoche ne planty sa kum tree na enye no kre. Na one more we Asante for now. Then times no esan say omuba Asante mem na dincha 40 so the no na Asante for that time no more ho na ye omu ye slaves ahanti Asante for ne ebetu dincha for Asante for asase so no ana Asante mem no na dincha for na na eti inti Asante for ne ba slaves no mo no juma no me ense no mutwe ndua e mo hene no inti na ye from say omu Kumasifo ana Kumasifo I say utwitwe dua iti no ene de eto omu e friend Kumasi Kumasifo ene ade but sansem ni nyina ye nka history enka but Ghana no unim no kra no na unim embra na yesru enti pempi no aye di niti no we ne sema ekoso obviously no you see say Otumfour saying Tutu was not really happy about this statement. I'll give you the reply as to what is going on. Menoka say Otumfour say Tutu so abe reply baby I corner the answer ni bit me adan poo. We'll give you more details as all of these various events unfold in Ghana.